Hello, this is Ross Martin from ProTech Epoxy Floors, Newport Richey, Florida. Today we're in Odessa, Florida, and we're going to put in a metallic epoxy floor in this new office space. But first, we have to get rid of all the old flooring stuff. So there was actually 3 types of floors in here, but you know, like anything, always full of surprises. You get it up. This floor happened to be laminate, but then there's an epoxy paint underneath. This floor was glued down, so we got to get this off the floor. And then this floor was thin set tile, or rather this was all tile, and now we got to remove the inset. So we're in Odessa, we're at Airhawk. Very happy to say that Joe awarded us the project for a metallic epoxy floor. So this is our prep. So you can see we got definitely a couple things cut out for us. And today we're going to start grinding. And we're going to get this floor down to bare concrete and see what we have underneath all this stuff. As you can see, we definitely got some really large expansion joints that we're going to sand and fill. And what we have here are a couple sample boards. Now these boards are just for color approval. And these boards are a little busy the way they stand. Of course, we're trying to get 1,000 square feet onto 8 square feet. So this is for color only, what we're going to do. Now, we both had a little powwow. We're going to go back and we're going to figure out, I'm going to do another sample board that's a little bit larger and follow the customer's direction now that we have an idea where we're wanting to go and we have color choices down. So we're going to begin our project now. Thank you. So we got all the previous building materials off the floor, including carpet glue, thin set. We've opened up the expansion joints. We're going to sand and fill them. So now all these rooms have different floors on it. And this room back here is a real bare. So they had epoxy paint on top of carpet glue. And let me tell you, that took a little bit of effort to get that off. Probably put more effort into this one room than the rest of the job. So anyway, that really kind of brings us up to here where we're at the prep step. So anyway, like any job, you remove the flooring and you see kind of what's going on. And this is really the first issue. This one's not so bad. You know, we've already chased out these and brush them all out. Now we're going to go back and fill it with our epoxy compound, and we're going to even this out the best we can. This transition is really not too bad, but when we get into where the bathroom was, obviously they had some plumbing installed after the fact, or whatever the case was, but there's a couple different things going on here. There's actually a couple different levels going on through here. So we already opened up all the cracks, etc. And we're going to begin making the rest of the repairs. And we ground this all down the best we could with the floor grinder, and it's relatively flat. But once we get our compound in here, we're going to build it up a little bit and just even it out a little bit more. And then once I get that all in and ground, I'm probably going to put just a relatively heavy epoxy primer coat before we actually do the metallic primer, just to kind of maybe even things out a little bit and make it as best as possible. So we're progressing and we're going to get there. Just a matter of getting busy. So our floor is prepped up and we are ready for the metallic primer epoxy coat, the base coat. So as you can see, we got everything ground down, got rid of all the old materials, the glues, the thin set, did a lot of filling of the expansion joints to make everything nice and seamless. And everything is looking really good. This was the floor that was inundated with carpet glue. And now these are the floors that had the thin set for the tiles that were here. And then we had this transition here that we fixed and we ground down a little bit. As you can see, there's some exposed aggregate. But this was the area that really had a lot going on in here. And by that, I mean with the levels of concrete, new concrete to old concrete. etc. Looks like there were some repairs made too. So we got all the repairs in, and here you can see where we did a lot of grinding, and you can see the exposed aggregate in the previous floor, so that we got that all nice and level. Anywhere where the two met, we have filled with our epoxy compound. But what I'm going to do as an extra step just on prep on this job is that I am going to float this floor with a epoxy floor first before we even put down our metallic primers, so everything is nice and smooth and level, and it's going to give us the best possible finished result. Result of that additional primer coat that we put down, you can see how smooth the floor is, so we really have a good foundation to put the rest of our metallics on top of this. So we have our metallic primer down on the floor already. As you can see, this is really going to show off the metallic colors. We're getting ready for our base pour over here, which is pearl white. So these are the areas where we did a lot of repairs in here, a lot of grinding, a lot of smoothing out. So underneath this has a epoxy base coat that we put on to help smooth it out, help level it out. And then on top of that, we have the epoxy primer. And here we have the epoxy primer. Again, we're all ready to pour. So we're going to put our base coat down first, and then into our base colors. We're going to add just a little bit of highlight, just offset the white a little bit. And then we're going to get big and bold with our ruby metallic and our royal blue. And you can see how nice that stuff looks. And then we're all set up for our second pour. So here's our completed project. This is about 1,000 square foot of metallic. This job is actually 4 colors. It's a base color pearl white with a silver highlight, and then red and blue accents throughout. The red and the blue sort of follow a path throughout the office. This is coated with an aliphthallic urethane. And because this is a flat floor, no chips, there's an anti-skid in the urethane top coat. Now once this office is painted, baseboards in and furniture is in, it's really going to show off these floors. There is a lot of going on in these floors, a lot of motion. Customer's completely happy. This is for Airhawk same day. This is the break room. And this is the bath. Job looks great. Thanks for watching.
Pro Tech Epoxy Floors, Newport Richey, Florida. We professionally install beauty and durability. Pro Tech serves both residential and commercial customers in Pasco, Hernando, Hillsborough, and Pinellas counties. Please call or text 727-916-2314 to discuss your project. We look forward to being of service. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, or subscribe.